league. I think we've gotten a little bit of that. So I'm excited to kind of break that down. Obviously, it was a little bit more eye opening to hear the background noise about LeBron, and a lot of rumors were kind of disproven, which was cool to see. I'm excited, man. Like, there's a lot of people, fan bases talking about Bron and his decision making process. Shout out to Mal in the chat, by the way. Appreciate you joining us. Appreciate you as well, Omar. But yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, rumors and rumors, man, until they get proven wrong. And Bron pretty much disproved all that. Had to update articles. But yeah, I'm excited to talk about it, Allan.
Yeah, indeed. And I think we can get up to it, but I'll share the news right here. And it should be on screen. There you go. Per Scoops B. Now, I don't know if this is an official source. He says he's true. Some speculation or fans say he's true. So I'll just leave it up there that if it is false or not true, it is what it is. But yeah, these news for now. Per Scoops B, the 4 teams that have contacted Rich Paul in trading for LeBron James, as we reported earlier. David McMenamin talked about there have been teams that have been inquiring about LeBron James' availability, and now we have those 4 teams being the Dallas Mavericks, Golden State Warriors, Cleveland Cavaliers, and LA Clippers. I'll start off and say I think there's only 2 reasonable teams that kind of make sense: the Mavericks and the Cleveland Cavaliers that have inquired about LeBron James, but the Clippers and Warriors, I kind of believe that's all nonsense. And as Omar
Yeah.
put in the chat, it's a bit of a tactic slash BS, you could say.
Yeah, I agree. And I'll kind of take over where Allen's at. Clippers, I just don't see at all, bro. I just don't think it makes a lot of sense logically as far as their roster construction. And I don't even see Brown wanting to play for the Clippers, if that makes sense. Like, we know LeBron, he's definitely very much of a competitive guy. I don't think him moving over to the Clippers really moves him as far as like championship now, win now mentality. I don't see it. Cleveland, I think, first of all, I'll say I think this list is just super broad. I don't think it's true at all. Like, I feel like, no offense to Scoop, shout out to Scoop. I feel like he just picked the most teams that could be heavily connected to Lakers, and he threw in the Clippers. Like Mavericks, okay, that's kind of easy to say because you have literally every Lakers connection over there. You have the ADs, the Max Christies of the world. Obviously they're a good roster. You got Kyrie Irving over there as well. There's history there. Golden State just makes sense. I mean, all the rumors about LeBron James saying, "What player would you want to play with before you retire?" Stephen Curry. Like, I feel like that's just like an easy throw-in answer. And then of course Cleveland is Cleveland. Like, there's no way that Cleveland wouldn't be open. Like, the doors wouldn't be open for LeBron to go back to Cleveland if the opportunity was right. So personally, I think this list is a little bit generic for my liking. I don't think these teams were really here. I know Rich Paul did mention there were 4 teams, so I'll hold his word to that. Whether these are the 4 teams or not, I have no idea. But I also don't think that they would leak anyways. Like, I don't think if we I, could some of these teams be there? Yes, I think Cleveland for sure. Warriors probably so, just because it just makes sense. But I don't think he just had the scoop. No offense, shout out to Scoop B. About the 4 teams, personally. But yeah, I think, like I said before, LeBron LeBron is gonna retire Laker, bro. I just have this feeling. I think people misunderstood what Bron was doing. When I first seen LeBron opt in his contract, my thought process was, okay, this could be our last year. Realistically, when he does opt out and wait that period of time to try to renegotiate his contract, it's more so like, hey, what moves do we have going? Putting pressure on the front office, blah, 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 this, and that. I think he legit doesn't know if he wants to play next year. That's why he didn't want to work a contract and do all the extra 1+1 stuff. I think he legit has no idea if this is the last year, and he wants to ride the end of his contract and then make his final decision based on how things go this season, which is fair. Like, this dude's been playing in the league for 20 plus seasons, still putting up 24 plus points per game, almost close enough to a triple double. Like, the dude deserves to kind of make these choices and kind of live in the process. And the fact that people like use LeBron's silence as a way to like create all this speculation in the media is so annoying, man. It's so annoying. So also there was this one. Okay, also the report about LeBron not wanting to speak at Summer League. I mean, duh. Like, y'all think LeBron wants to go up there, take a mic, and take attention away from him going there to watch his son to answer questions that we already know. How's the roster, Bron? How do you feel about these signings? What y'all want him to say? Oh, we got Aiden, we got Jake LaRabia, we're a championship team. Like, what did they expect him to say in the interview live at the game at Summer League, respectfully. I'm just saying, I'm not a Klutch agent, I promise y'all. I'm just saying, like, I think people are just doing way too much with the situation. And like, we already know LeBron's a family man. He was there with his family watching his son play basketball, which we'll get to later. Ronnie, he's locked in. Defensively, he's him. He's locked in. So yeah. Ron news. I just feel like we ball. We ball. Can we talk about the Hayes signing? Back to you, Allan.
Yeah, it's really tough. It's sort of like I would say it's an awkward situation. I don't know if you saw that report Earl by was it Trevor Lane talk about the sort of updated article Ramona and Brian Windhorst, and it's a little shady. They talk about how Luca was it like was notified and was posted a tweet that he was excited or happy about the negotiation, and then how LeBron James was at least per the edit was notified, but didn't post anything or at least about the news. So it's getting a little fishy in there. So it's an awkward yet confusing situation. But as you said, we ball, and it's just like we Laker fans just have to just focus on the summer league. In my opinion, it's like LeBron news is LeBron news, and that's something we can't control. That's in the inside. It's in the secrets. It's in some chamber, some hidden room. Who really knows, man?
Yeah, I agree. And like, honestly, I think it's actually funny too. Like, I don't know how the media is gonna survive without LeBron. The first year is probably gonna feel a little bit awkward because I kid you not, like we're sitting here watching everybody who watched the summer league game, which I'm assuming a lot of us did, as Lakers fans in this chat. Once LeBron got into the building, I kid you not, the camera was on Bron for a legit like 2 minutes of them just having the camera in his face to the point where we're not even watching the game at this point. We're just watching LeBron have conversations with his inner circle, like for like 2 to 3 minutes. Then we cut here, and then they have a whole long monologue planned. LeBron James feels like this and that, and his decision here. Let's go into what's happened and all these speculations. Right there when LeBron walks in, I'm like, bro, like we're here to watch something. Like, I get it. Obviously, Lakers news is Lakers news, but like Allan said, like for them to do that and then all the articles kind of get walked back with all the misinformation that was put out there about the Luka Doncic thing. And they got me. Cause look, that just shows us, bro. Like, not everything is 100%. Obviously, I seen the article. I was like, dang, we had conversations on spaces. There's space conversations about how we had the LeBron fans slash Lakers fans having fights on Twitter, like, oh, y'all did us wrong, blah, blah, blah. And that just turned out not to be the case at all. It was just miscommunication, wrongful quoting and misquoting, and all it took was for one little edit in an article for all that speculation to be out the window. And it kind of didn't make sense too, because we seen the report about Rich Paul when the selling happened about how LeBron was happy about the ownership, happy for Jeannie and their family. That literally happened like that report came out like probably like the day of or day after the selling. So obviously he had to be notified in some type of way, or he wouldn't have talked about it. So that's my thing too. Like, especially as journalists, we gotta keep ourselves accountable, man. Don't be my goat Woj would never put out a half article like that. Shout out to Woj, man. I miss Woj. He was the king of this, man. He would never put out a half article with half information and slide back and edit it and then have us go find out that it's changed. Like, it's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, and I think you talk about how like there isn't official Lakers sources. Shout out to like the guys who Mike Trudeau, David Beneman, was it? I'm about to say Trevor Lane, but he's not like a full on source. Joe Van Buha and everybody else. They had their sources, but like I said, internally it feels like this one's different. This situation is very different in that everybody has their own version of a story, but it's not the actual story that LeBron and Rich Paul are playing out. Is Rich Paul and LeBron trying to control their own narrative? Possibly, but the Lakers are also trying to have their own narrative as well. So it's a very weird situation. I hope that this does get resolved by training camp. Like I said, isn't really too much focus about. The summer league should be the main focus. Bronny James, everyone else, but at the same time, it's sort of like I don't know, like just like that weird thing in the background that is trying to lure our focus away from the main one that is the NBA Summer League.
Yeah, and like to answer your question in the chat, Omar, did Rich Paul low key play into it? Honestly, I feel like Rich Paul, like I think it's fair to say like Rich Paul kind of started this all, and people just ran with like half narrative stories without actually going back and doing the research behind it. Like he took for instance, like Rich Paul says, "Hey," he puts like it's the LeBron thing. Like I don't know why people couldn't tell the difference between this and last offseason. It's literally the same. The only difference is that Rich Paul actually came out with quotes. Last year we just had, hey, LeBron would take a cut to sign this guy, that guy. But this year it was like the maximum amount of pressure. Like, hey, LeBron James wants to win and compete for a championship. Okay, we know that. Like everybody knows that. LeBron doesn't want to just do this for fun. We as Lakers fans know that, but people ran with it. Um, LeBron James understands that this is Luka's time. They're building towards the future. We know that. LeBron James talked about it on his podcast. Like it's just common knowledge. So I think it was kind of like Omar said, like he put it out there, but I think people kind of ran with the idea and turned it into something bigger than what it was, to be completely honest. Like Rich Paul basically spoke for LeBron, said the things we already know. And I think since there wasn't a lot of extra fluff, like Allan said, we don't really have like official Laker sources right now because there's not a lot of that. So yeah, they just ran with what they could. Things happen and stories are good. Like thing is, like a story is a story until somebody goes and falsifies it, which happened this week, obviously. But I agree, like there's way too much fun summer league stuff going on. Not even just Lakers basketball to have a whole monologue about the Lakers and LeBron James and have them on screen for 4 minutes while we trying to enjoy hoops, man. Respectfully. And like, let's normalize like not shoving a camera in people's faces if they don't want to be there. Like on camera, like obviously, like it looks so awkward. Like when you're just chilling, bro, and somebody's trying to take a picture, or there's somebody trying to record you, and you're just not trying to look at the camera. Like literally, that was LeBron. Like he just looked like it's so awkward, bro. Like there's nowhere else for bro to look. Bro trying to look at the court, camera's like right here, and like from our perspective, we're watching on TV, but the camera is like right here in bro's face. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. Before we do end this one, at least for Earl, what are your final thoughts about this, and just where do you see this situation moving forward?
Um, Final thoughts. I'm excited. I know Kaden and Mal, shout out to you guys running playoff LAL. Y'all been talking a lot about the available free agents still left on the market. There's still a lot. So I know things are a little bit quiet right now, but for me, like if it's quiet everywhere, then I'm cool with it. Like there's so many great names still available. It's not like they're off the market. I think the market is just a little bit stagnant right now due to obviously the CBA. I think a couple of trades have to happen around the league for some teams to kind of open up space to sign these guys. So right now I'm not too worried about it. We have a long off season. This is the summer league. I heard Rob Pelinka will be at Summer League a little bit later in the week, so I'm assuming starting today and then the end of Summer League he'll be there, kind of whining and dining, doing his thing. Hopefully having some executive dinners, down there in Vegas, setting up some meetings and potentially getting some stuff done. But yeah, I have no doubt. Like, what am I gonna do? Doubt Rob Pelinka? Like, what is that gonna do for us? So we'll see what happens. I'm confident that we get another move made, but I agree with everybody on Twitter. Like obviously we're not there yet. I think we're a wing away. I think we're another guard away as well from making things shake. So I'm excited. I think with all the distractions, people forget how good of a player Jacob Larabia is. I think that was an amazing signing. I think Aiden was an amazing signing as well. But I also think like 2 to 3 more signings slash trades could definitely put this team over the top in my opinion. So that's kind of where my head's at. Like I'm kind of glad we're kind of getting a little bit past this LeBron stuff since we've got some more stuff from Rich Paul and then articles and stuff debunked. I think the noise will kind of quiet down and we can kind of focus on what we do know is Lakers Summer League, which is going pretty good. I'll say to our standards.
Yeah. For this topic, I'll just close it out for this one and just say that if I had to specifically choose these teams, I'd probably go the Cavaliers. I don't want to trade the Mavericks. Like LeBron being a buyout for Mavericks makes sense, but trading for him sort of is confusing. I really don't know their assets, like who they actually trade for. Like maybe PJ Washington will go away. Derek Lively, I feel like that has to be a must for the Lakers. in a potential trade. Maybe Gafford but I think I would prefer Lively over Gafford. And also, like I said, the Warriors and Clippers, money wise, don't make sense. Clippers only have Kawhi Leonard to match that salary, and for the Warriors, they have like Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry. And I know Draymond has like 25 million from what I saw, but realistically, you you have to include Draymond and some other guys, and they don't have many other players to include with Draymond. So, yeah. But yeah, let's move forward to the summer league for this one. Lakers summer league. The Lakers are 1-1 after a close/tough game versus the Mavericks. Very much exciting. Bronny had almost a game-winning basket, but he did not make it. Hey, shout out to Bronny though. I kind of appreciate his confidence, but it was a tough shot for that one. The next game after was versus the Pelicans. Shout out to Playoff LEL. They posted Bronny James defending versus Jeremiah Fears. He stopped him. He went 5 for 21, I believe. That was the least official stat. And the Lakers are 1-1. Good performances. Dalton Connect did miss game 2. So they said per a report, I think it was per Daniel Starkland, I believe, it was Laker Nation overall, that Dalton Connect did sort of like a rest. It wasn't a injury rest due to his calf, but it was a rest due to just fatigue maybe. So these few Earl, was your these standouts or even like thoughts about this Lakers summer league team?
First of all, Cole Swiner, absolute dog. I'll say that. Like Cole, like, but we've been knew this. Like Cole is one of the best young shooters. He has. I'll still stick on this. He has one of the most beautiful shots I've seen. Like his arc, everything about his shot just looks absolutely clean. The only thing he's missing is defense. Like if Cole could actually just guard up, he's a way worse defender than Don't Connect, and that's saying something. But if he was anywhere near like a normal level NBA defender, he could easily be a rotational player for the Lakers, and that's saying a lot. But unfortunately, we do not need any more defensive liabilities. But I will say, I appreciate his ability to go get a bucket anytime. Like we'll have cold spells. Cole will kind of like, hey, give me the ball. I'm gonna get to my mid range bag. I'm gonna get to my 3-point bag, and maybe once or twice he'll go and finish a tough bucket inside the paint. So I appreciate Cole for that. But Bronny, man, Bronny to me has had a huge jump. Like I know the numbers don't really reflect that 100%, but his defense is absolutely incredible. And when I say that, like, look at Cooper Flag for the majority of the game. And I'll bring this up. Cooper Flag didn't score his first bucket until Bronny checked out the game. He didn't score his first bucket until Bronny sat down on the bench. Then he scored. Bronny is an absolute pest on the defensive end. Like to me, I think he can be a great two-way guard defender. The only thing I need Bronny to lock in on is just his catch and shoot rhythm. Once he figures that out, how to just hit those catch and shoot shots in motion next to a guy like a Luka or next to a guy like a LeBron, like his dad, like he can be a key rotational player, 6'7" tight man on our team. Do I think it's gonna be this year? I think maybe in the later half of the season. I don't think it's gonna click automatically, but that's okay. But next year, just saying, next year with a lot more NBA experience, because he's gonna get it. He's gonna get a lot more NBA game opportunities, not G League, game opportunities to build experience and kind of build his bag up a lot more. And I think that's gonna be so helpful for him in the future. So for me, I love what I'm seeing from Bronny, bro. Like 5 for 21 for Cooper Flag. And then Jeremiah Fears. Hey, Fears, I want to be a top 2 guard of all time. Well, if you top 2, that means Bronny must be 1 because he clamped them up. I'm just saying. All speculation. I'm just saying Bronny might be one of the best point guard/guard defenders right now in Summer League. And I don't even think it's crazy to say. Also, he had 14 points last game. I think he had like a couple steals and a block. Masterpiece. Like I've been loving exactly what I've been seeing from him. And Dalton Connect, thank God he's off my summer league team. I'm sorry. I don't know, bro. Dalton Connect just makes me upset. I think the reason why Dalton Connect frustrates me, bro. Okay, yeah, Carter Bryant though. I consider him more like a forward, bro. Like that dude's like 6'8". But you are right. Carter Bryant's an absolute dog. Lockdown. Absolute jaw lock. Disgusting. Like we'll talk about him a little bit. But yeah, I think looking at the summer league team, it's exciting. I think Bronny's kind of living up to the moment. He's not as shy as he was last year. Like he's actually being aggressive, getting to his spots. I think some shots just aren't knocking down, which is okay. It will come with consistency, but I like it. Like he's taking on the and it's the little things too, like the team leader vibes. Like I noticed Bronny like, hey, you gotta get to that spot. Like he has that his dad voice, like, hey, ball, left hand JR. Like he's got that type of vibe in him right now in summer league. Like, hey, hit that corner, hit that corner. I need you to come up off the screen. Like I see him cutting and talking in these play by plays. Absolute cooking leadership. That's what I like to see. So I don't know. Like me and Allan, we talked about this and Jake as well. Like we just wanted to see Bronny take steps. Like, and a big thing for us was on the defensive end. And Jake talked about that a lot. Like, if you can be a great defender, we just want to see you be a catch and shoot guy, which is something we're still struggling to see a lot, which is okay. We still have some more summer league games to see that growth. But defense, I think he's taken a jump since last year, and I think that's fair to say.
Yeah, I think like for Bryant, like we talk about you shout out to Kaden talk about Carter Bryant and how he's a lockdown beast. We all saw that clip versus Cooper Flag and we saw a bunch of highlight reels that many people, I mean, among the NBA community is posting and trying to recognize. I feel like if you get one of those sequences with Bronny James, then all fours are you can say unlocked. Like Bronny James is gonna be that guy, and he sort of is that guy. Like I said, I posted that little clip, playoff LEL TikTok, that little meme, DeMarcus Cousins and Cat, and like during that sequence, that was the first thing that came in mind, just because like Ronnie was locking down Cooper Flag, and I kind of get it that he's a little bit, was it older or something, and was it people were saying like was it Bryant's like 220, Cooper Flag is like 205. I kind of get like weight difference, but still like Bronny James is like was at 6'2", 6'3", and Cooper Flag is like 6'7", 6'8". Like he's taller than him. He should be the bigger guy in this sequence, per se, at least on defensively and offensively. And at least you know how Cooper Flag sort of respected him, and that after that foul, once he got that ball, he automatically shot it. Like he knew it because he was afraid that Bronny James was gonna lock him down one another time. So just like shout out to Bronny James, and he's been improving. He's doing his thing. Shout out to Kaden. He posted on Twitter that if Bronny gets his shot quality up, and his layup package is looking good. Like he's getting to the rim, looking strong, looking confident. But if that shot knocks down and becomes like an elite scorer, Gabe Vincent, you're out. You're done. You're out, buddy. Because man, get that Gabe guy out of here. He's not making anything. He's just trash on defense. Okay, here and there. He hit that game. Was it clutch 3 versus the Knicks in that one game? But besides that, I think Bronny James can take it to that next level and beat it back up to Luka Doncic if he does continue this consistent development, you could say.
Allan, you just absolutely cooked, man. And all in where you began. Like I think it could be the perfect backup. Like we talk about guys on this team, we need defenders. I think defenders first, and obviously, like you said, Bronny James is just a consistent. And the thing is, the thing I love about Bronny too, it's not like he doesn't have the shot, right? I just think, like you said, he's still building up his confidence, which is there now. He just has to finish. He has to get more consistent on the offensive end, and he's there. The layup looks good. Athleticism is absolutely insane. Like I know we seen the warm up games. I mean, we seen the first play of California Classic was a steal coast to coast, boom, one pump dribble, bang, like time head at rim, 6'3". Like he's up there. So he's got the package, man. Like his build, what he's able to do at that size, Gabe Vincent's gone. Like in my eyes right now, if I'm Rob Pelinka, I'm not scared to put Gabe Vincent in any package to upgrade our wing depth. I think you have to make moves like that. I think to me, Bronny kind of this may be a hot take. I don't know if it's a hot take. I think he can be our new Scottie Pippen Jr. Like what Scottie Pippen Jr. was supposed to be for this team. I think Bronny James could very well do that off the bench for us. If not consistently this year, then 100% next year, and maybe even better. So I like Bronny James. I love development. I can tell he's been hungry for it, and I think I'll bring back to what we talked about last week. The thing I love about his first interview before we even got to summer league is he said, like, I know what I have to do to get on the floor, and it starts on the defensive end. Like, that's the mentality I love. Like, Hayes Muse, shout out to Kaden in the chat. He said, like, I love guys with a defensive mentality. Carter Bryant, like when I see Carter Bryant play, like it's all motor. Like he doesn't even think. He knows, like, hey, I have to be in this spot. I'm not gonna give you an inch of space, and you're not gonna be able to breathe on the court while I'm there. Like every single play, he's on go, go, go. And I feel like I'm kind of getting the same vibe defensively from Bronny at times. So I definitely love what Bronny's been doing. Absolute masterclass so far. And I'm telling you, I'll call it now. I'll throw in another hot take. Why not? It's a Sunday. Well, it's the 13th. We ball. I got Bronny James next game. Who we play next game? Clippers, right? I think it's either Clippers or Warriors, right? I can't remember. Because we have two more, right? Oh, you're muted too if you're talking.
I think Celtics or Clippers.
Oh,
I have
okay.
to check the schedule again.
Okay. Bronny's next two games. He's going to no, you know what? I'll just say for the rest of the summer league, Bronny's gonna average 20 plus points a game. Easily. I think I've seen it. I see it. I see the vision. I think he's finally comfortable. Took him a couple games to adjust to Summer League Vegas. I think he's there now. So I think he's shown flash. His first game to me was like all defensive. Cool. Second game to me was a mix of offensive and defensive. Cool. What happens next? You got to put everything together. And I think Bronny James is gonna put everything together. Um, and I don't think our schedule's not even that tough anymore. Like you said, we have the Celtics and potentially the Clippers. I think we can easily kind of win that out, low key.
Yes, it's the Clippers next, and then after that, it's
Okay.
Boston.
And then what do we have? What does our record have to be to even try to qualify? I forget they changed the format, right?
I mean, most teams it's 4-0, but I mean, if the Lakers get
Ooh.
3-1,
Okay.
it basically just went out. I think they'll probably get like in a playing scenario.
Okay.
But yeah,
So
because
basically, we just gotta win.
if like say like if like teams tie it with 3-1, it goes by was it points given up or like points scored, like that thing, like a
Gotcha.
differential.
Man,
And I
that's
think
so
the Lakers have a
annoying
good
that we lost
differential.
that first game. Now the way we
Yeah, like
lost it, that
they only
sucks.
lost by like 2 points in was the first game, and then they won by 13, I think, in the last
Okay.
game. So they have like
Yeah.
an 11-point differential, so they should be good.
Yeah. I'm cool with that then. Yeah. Also, I'll say about the don't connect thing, bro. Like, I don't know. It was kind of annoying me a little bit. I'm not happy that he got injured, obviously, but him taking a seat, I think it's best for the development of Bronny right now. I like it because like if you notice it, like I feel like Bronny plays way more aggressive when there's no DK on the floor. I think that's fair to say. Like I think he flips the switch, like, hey, I kind of have to do this, opposed to like, hey, like Dalton can go out there and do it when he's out here.
I think for Dalton, he needs to reform his like I don't know movement or offense to be like Cole Swider, because Cole Swider's playing like an off ball guy. Like Cole Swider obviously is getting his shots up, this and that, but he's mostly being off ball compared to Dalton. Dalton's being on ball and has trying to create his own shot. He has moments where he is catch and shoot and being a great scorer. You could say. Shout out to was it that Spurs game? He was lining up, and everything, but there's a lot of mouths to feed. You got Bronny, you got Darius Bazey, DJ Stewart. Shout out to him. He liked one of our TikToks up at Playoff LEL, and it's just like missing Dalton was sort of a good thing. Like I said, he's injured, and hopefully he recovers this and that. Maybe he plays the next game, but it just feels like there's more of a free flowing offense now compared to previously, just because the Lakers had a tough time managing, like I said, the mouths to feed. Like everybody has to get their own shots. Everybody has to impress, because it's the summer league. Everybody's fighting for a job. Everybody's fighting for a spot. And for Dalton and Bronny, they're fighting for a rotation spot, not a spot on the roster. They're fighting for a rotation spot next year.
Yeah, I agree. And like when you start breaking it down like that, it's like, okay, what does this team need more of? I'd rather have like right now in the rotation a guard like defender and Bronny except for like okay, this is what I think of it. And chat, y'all can answer this too, bro. Shout out to Miles, shout out to Kaden, shout out to Omar who's here as well. Um Gabe Vincent to me, like he didn't really show me anything where it's like okay, the difference between Bronny and Gabe, obviously there's a difference, but at this point in the timeline, I would much rather develop Bronny and get him more playtime to kind of fill that role than continue to watch Gabe Vincent sell me. Like that's the point that's where I am mentally as a Lakers fan. I would rather use Gabe's money his contract to go trade for another wing or maybe another center, because I can't stand the fact that Hayes is still on the team. That no trade clause thing actually gives me hope for the future of maybe trading him. But I would rather use that Gabe contract, that Maxi. And first of all, Rob Pelinka, we're not using him as a stretch option, bro. You can erase that out your head. I don't know why you think he's just magically going to be this guy who's going to be this great player for us. Relax, bro. I seen those reports. Let's calm down. He's not that, respectfully. Trade that contract. 11 million. It's 11, right? Crazy. That's way too much money to keep around for a what if, bro. Like that, horrible. Get rid of him, package him and Gabe. Go get something. I don't even care if you throw in a DK at this point. And I forget about our rookie that we didn't get to see play, obviously. It kind of makes me wonder what his timeline is. So like I think there's a lot of uncertainty, a lot of more questions than answers as far as like how summer league's been going for us. One question, I guess some of the questions I have, like, where does Dalton Connect fit into the future of the Lakers? Could Bronny James realistically be a 6-7 man option for this Lakers team moving forward? And dang, why am I forgetting? What's our rookie's name we drafted? I completely forgot. I'm going blank. I'm sorry.
Adu Thiero or
Oh
Thiero.
yeah, Adul
Thiero
Thiero.
Thiero. One of
Okay,
those.
yeah, Adul Thiero. Like that's a guy that I really wanted him to get summer league reps just so he can kind of practice his 3-point shot. I know that's been one of his weaknesses because, like, at the end of the day, if you can play great defense, suffocating defense, you got the Carter Bryants of the world. Obviously, Carter Bryant is Carter Bryant, but we see that man out there playing, hustling every single play, and he can't hit a single shot. A single shot, but he's the best defender in summer league, and I think that means something. And I heard the broadcast team talking like when you see guys like Carter Bryant, you find time, you find space for them on the floor, regardless of their shooting struggles right now. And I just wanted to see like what Adul Thero was really about going into summer league. Like I was a little bit disappointed about the injury. And I don't know when we'll be able to kind of see where he fits on the team as far as like a piece for the regular season, probably until preseason, which kind of sucks. Because obviously we want to kind of speculate and have our minds feel like, hey, this we like to envision stuff. Like we like to be a little delusional. I think that's fair to say, Allan. Like we see summer league, like, oh, we can see this guy fit here, just like I'm doing with Bronny, to some extent. But like it kind of sucks that we didn't get to see him play. Also, what happened to that center we signed? What happened to
Yeah.
bro?
Eric Dixon.
Yeah, what happened to Dix? I mean, is he saving himself for the finale?
No, he's out with injury. He's out with injury.
Oh my!
I was thinking a couple days ago. He had like a foot injury, and he has like a boot, I think.
A
So
boot?
yeah, I was pretty angry about that. I'll say to lightly say it.
It that does disappoint me just because like if you knew or they knew around this time that he had an injury, like there was other guys who signed with other teams that we could have potentially took a chance on.
Vlad Golden. Vlad Golden.
Yeah, Flag Golden. Wait, shout out to Ryan Nimhart. That dude is, bro. He was balling that first game, absolute dog.
Uh,
And the way he was playing,
he,
bro,
he's
just like
he's
his
meaning
brother.
Andrew.
Yes,
Yeah, meaning Andrew.
same spot. Get to the mid range bag, killer, like killer mentality. Bro, I was having flashbacks. But yeah, shout out to Ryan, bro. Absolute killer.
Yeah, like I said, there's like the Dylan Carter who's playing the King now. Dylan Carter was playing like Trey Jemison, not getting no buckets, but I saw that highlight clip. He hustled and he went for like a chase down block. So there's many people that Rob Plinka could have got like, but our two ways are focused on Trey Jemison and injured Eric Dixon, and I believe Koloko because the Lakers tendered him. So it's rough out here for the big man depth chart, you could say. So it's rough for that one.
Yeah, I agree. Like, kind of to like just throw in a random question. Like, what's been like another summer league player you've been enjoying watching, like non Lakers, so far, throughout Vegas?
I think like a couple guys I saw was like the Spurs guy as well. Not Carter Bryant, it was like David Jones, I think. I think that guy who can earn a two-way contract. Shout out to Mal and his guy Mali Wash. He got some post moves. He's working it. So I think he has room to development, and he's doing good. Shout out to Mal says, yeah, I'm also on Hassan Yang, and it still kind of irks me. Like people are starting to hype up Hassan Yang, and I said I keep on saying in pre-evaluation, the first round talent is there, but could I see that in the NBA? I have questions. I don't know if he can really do that against true NBA defenders like a Draymond Green. Let's say I don't know Jokic is on him. DeAndre Ayton in this instance is defending him. I think Jackson Hayes could maybe play some defense on him. Who really knows? But it is what it is for that one. But I'm not sure if Hassan Yang can do that at an NBA level. But as of right now, I'm super excited that he's getting that spotlight. His passing is insane, and it's just like Hassan Yang, the potential is there, first round talent, but I just don't know. He was worth pick number 16. I just don't know. So I'm waiting to be wrong more than to be right. I can say.
I respect that. I like all those names you listed. I'm gonna just pivot over to shout out to the Hawks. That's my second team, man. Absolute dogs over there. Shout out to Nikola Drusic. Dude's a monster. He was like a stash guy last year. He didn't play. I can't remember if it was because of injury or it was just because he wasn't coming over yet. I can't completely remember, but he had 29 today, and he was absolutely balling, bro. And also, I'm looking at I forget how to pronounce his name. I think it's Asha Newell. If I said that right, I don't know if I said his name right. I forget how to
Yeah,
pronounce it.
Austin Wall. Yeah,
Okay, Asha
the guy
Newell.
from Georgia, right? The rookie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
a baller, bro. Like he's literally he kind of reminds me of like a more well-rounded defender version of Zachary Ricochet. Like I think the Hawks are gonna be really exciting. And if people didn't realize that the Hawks actually also drafted or signed Jalen Johnson's brothers on the team as well. So that should be interesting. Like it's a crazy Hawks got this crazy like dynamic going. It's kind of fun. Like I like what they're building. Some regarding him as the most complete center in the draft. Molly Wash? Mal, are you talking about Oh Noel, yeah, yeah. Yeah, bro. I'm saying like I feel like there were some decisions like the Lakers as far as like signing guys. They kind of got a little lazy. I'm not gonna lie, they didn't do enough research, man. Like, if you want the notes, hit my guy up, Allan. Like, I kid you not, almost every single player Allan broke down on the show at week by week before we got a summer league, they're all performing well right now. Like we actually need to get Allan on the Lakers roster as far as their player development side. Like every single person and TikTok, that's right. He was giving us weekly TikToks like these guys we have to watch out for signing after, or these guys are guys we should draft around this range. And he pretty much called them all. I'm just saying, not expect Allan knows ball.
Those was it. Ryan Cockburner. He got like the game winning block versus the Sixers. Like I'm like Ryan Cockburn. He was chosen a couple picks before the Lakers. Like he would have been great for LA if he just fell a little bit more. But freaking Charlotte had to select them. So
Yeah, that one hurt me too because it almost reminds me of the Lively thing. Remember, Derek Lively for us, bro. We did all that
yeah,
research. We got hyped up because we knew how great of a defender he was. But then we saw the video of him like making all those corner threes, and like, oh man, he can actually shoot a little bit. I remember that drive video went out, and I'll stick on that till this day. I truly believe he was not on their draft board until they seen him shooting those threes, even though he doesn't shoot threes right now. I swear. And then Kobe Buffkin, who obviously had a crazy summer league game the other day, he got taken by the Hawks as well. So a lot of our picks that Allan really scouts for us literally get taken like 4 or 5 picks right before we go, and it's kind of annoying, or right before in some cases. But yeah, Ryan, I was watching that game, absolutely disgusting. Like that block, that dude's gonna be a dog, and he is the center for Charlotte, so he's definitely gonna get a lot of run. And I think that's fun. Like I think we talk about like fit over everything because fit is important and opportunity too. Like look at last thing I'll say. Look at Reed Shepard, bro. Look at what he's doing. He doesn't belong in summer league. He's just a guy who needs reps because he didn't get to play last year because he was on like a talented Rockets team. So I'm expecting him to get like big minutes. He should be the 6 man of that team. If that's the case, the Rockets, what people don't understand, they're gonna be really dangerous. Like, I don't think people understand how deep that team is. They kind of have almost the same vibe, youthful side of OKC, but you're mixing in Kevin Durant. Like that, when I think about the Rockets right now, I feel like they're a more veteran core version of the Oklahoma City Thunder. That might be a hot take, but as far as like the mix of youth on that team, Alfred Sengun, you got Amin Thompson, you got Tari Eason, you got guys like I just said his name, Reed Shepard. Like you got all these guys who are gonna be on rookie deals, Jabari Smith Jr., like all under like 25 years old. And then you got the Kevin Durant's and the Fred VanVleets of the world to kind of fill in the Clint Capellas. Like I just feel like it's an older version of OKC, low key.
Dorian Finney-Smith. Uh, yeah, the Rockets overall had a great offseason, and it's just like compared to Lakers, it's a bit rough, but hey, it is what it is when it comes to that scenario. For the Lakers, just to go track it back to them, like I said, what was it? They played, I don't know, it was like Tuesday, possibly Tuesday or Monday versus the Clippers. For that one, we'll go up against our guy, or at least my guy, Yannick Conan Niedhauser. Please, Yannick, do not poster Trey Jemison. Do not poster Koloko. If that happens, I might shed a tear because, man, Yannick Conan would have been the perfect center for LA right now. But yeah, hopefully he plays well, and hopefully the Lakers still get a W. At least move forward to this next question. Who are your top 3 players from this Lakers Summer League? Top 3. Best of the best.
That's a good question, man. And I think I got my top three off rip. My top three right now is Bronny James, Cole Swiner, and Darius Baisley. I think all three of those guys have been consistent. There are some guys I can mix in there as well, but I feel like as far as impact, really, Cole has to be number one for me, bro. Cole, literally, he is our offense. If Cole was like, okay, I can't play summer league anymore, we immediately are eliminated. We have no chance of winning. Like that's literally how I feel. He is like the same, like he has the same effect that this team had with Max Christie playing on this roster last year or the year before, I can't remember. Um Bronny, I just think Bronny's kind of unlocked himself a lot more. And especially his first game without Dalton Connect on the floor, I think he played amazing. Yeah, he's just getting to his spots a lot more, and he's our best defender. Like he's locking up top 5, top 10 prospects every single game he's played. He's kept their best player shooting what was it, like 5 for both games. They only made like 5 shots, right? Yeah. So and then of course there's Baisley. He's been killer, bro. Like his rebounding ability, his defense. The only thing he's missing is a consistent jump shot. I seen that funny clip where he asked the referee why didn't he tell him he was a step in from the 3-point line, which was funny. We all know, buddy, if you probably would have took a step back, you probably would have missed. No disrespect. But yeah, I think he's been absolutely phenomenal. He's been fun to watch. Like I know Allan, he was like one of the first people I seen on Twitter say, make sure this guy is on our preseason roster, which I agree. Like make sure he's out there so we can see some
He
more
has
entertaining
to.
hoops. Has to be. But yeah, those are my 3, Allan. How about you?
Yeah, my top 3 is number 1, Cole Swider. Very great shooter. Maybe you say efficient. Yeah, he's getting out buckets. He's doing his thing. Now, he's supposed to, because he's like in his 3rd year now in the Summer League, so he has to get those buckets. He's proven. Number 2, Darius Baisley. Just a double-double machine. A guy who the Lakers need on that training camp deal, or you say just a guide to having training camp, because we know LeBron James is going to rest, Luka's going to rest, Austin Reeves is going to rest, many players are going to rest. So you're going to need those guys to play those closing minutes or whatever you could say for Lakers preseason. So there's Baisley, number 2. Number 3, Bronny James. Love his defense. Offensively, has his struggles, but very much showing that he's developing, and just Bronny James is proving that he arguably is better than the 55th pick. Like I said, he's probably, if he was playing right now with how he's playing, he'd be in the 30s, maybe in 40s range. You could kindly say with how he's playing. So Bronny James at number 3. And it's just I very much agree with you, Earl, that there is intersearchable players. Shout out to DJ Stewart. Shout out to like Sergio, was it Sergio Barry Rice? I think that's his name. He's hitting a couple shots here and there. Koloko had a great game versus Misi, our Lakers trade target per se. And yeah, it's just this summer league team is missing one good player, aka Dalton Connect, playing really good, but I'm really happy with how they're playing right now.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think obviously there's interchangeable guys. Like I said, like I would have loved to see a dual Thero play. Like I was really, really excited to see how he looked. I don't know, man. Like that's one thing. Like looking back, I feel like he probably is one of the missing links on this team. Like we talk about defensive guys, like just high energy, high impact players, and we see how contagious that is. Like when you see Cooper Flag go up for a dunk, you got the crowd going crazy. You see Bronny James touch the ball, everybody goes crazy. And I just feel like, man, seeing him kind of get a steal or something like that and getting a crazy dunk on the other end would have been really exciting for us Lakers fans. So, um, I wish he was playing, but like you said, better safe than sorry. So I'm glad the Lakers are being like very cautious. That just shows you that kind of shows me too that he probably will have a bigger role next year than what people realize because they're being very precautionary on him. Like it's not like he was fully injured. I think they were saying it was like the very last steps of his injury. They just didn't want to risk anything, which is cool. But that just shows you. I think he's going to have some type of role next season. And we could potentially see him thrown into the fire, which I think is good. We talk about wings. It is so hard to get wings. Like we've seen with DFS, what his market was and how much he went for. Like the only way to get a wing nowadays at a non-expensive price is to draft one, and I think we kind of got lucky again. Like I said it, well, not lucky. I feel like obviously we traded up. We had a guy in mind, but we were just blessed that he was still on the board. We had the opportunity to have him as Laker. So I'm excited to see what his future looks like with us. Obviously, really early on. But yeah, that's the only thing I'm kind of missing from summer league. That level of excitement, like someone who could just go dunk on you. But other than that, yeah, I think our team has been doing good. I'm highly impressed so far, but things could change in the latter half of our summer league schedule. Obviously, it's a game by game basis. I'm hoping we can win out and see what happens next. I would love to compete for a summer league championship. I think that'd be fun for Lakers fans.
Yeah, at least I'll give a quick preview for that one. If we do lose versus the Clippers, I think they're about to shut down Bronny James, which will be ridiculous. But hey, it is what it is. But hoping for a W, hoping for the Lakers continue their success. Shout out to Cole Swire, shout out to Bronny, shout out to Darius Basie, DJ Stewart, like I said, Sergio Barry Rice. I'm trying to think of our names. RG Davis has been playing terrible. He can't hit a goddamn bucket. He's no good. But yeah, shout out to everybody on that
Yeah, the
team.
Trust
They're
North
doing
Carolina boys.
yeah. Yeah. So shout out to Lindsay Harding. She's doing a very much great job. Um, I know Twitter talking about how she's been restricting Bronny minutes, but hey, sometimes it's not her decision. Maybe Rob Palinka and JJ or even LeBron James potentially, who knows, is trying to make sure Bronny is at his healthiest to compete for that backup point guard position to take out Gabe Vincent and trade him away. And yeah, it is what it is for that one. But yeah, at least if you're any more topics that you've seen or heard or even regarding the summer league before we do end the podcast.
Yeah, I just said like shout out to Lindsay as well. Like I think she's doing a great job. I think Bronny James is a guy who his future is a little bit more delicate for us, like, especially for like, we've seen, like, early on what the Lakers plans were for him. At the end of the season, we got a crazy quote, saying that Bronny James could be a big part of the rotation, and when you see stuff like that kinda leak, obviously, there's some importance to keep him healthy. So, he's really getting, like, the treatment of a first round pick. Like you said, like, if we lose next game, he's probably getting shut down, just like Cooper Flag and them, they lost. Or did they win? I forgot. No, they lost. They got beat. Um, Shut him down immediately after that. So I'm kind of expecting the same thing. Shout out to the Spurs though. I think we'll definitely get another game or two of Dylan Harper, who looked really good. I'll say. I think for somebody who hadn't played ball since his last college game, I think he looked really good out there. Obviously, physicality wasn't 100% there. His game speed wasn't there, but he was making huge plays. Like that block was absolutely disgusting. And I feel like he's one of those guys who just he wants to win. Like I see him making like the plays. Like he's jumping out like almost somewhat reckless, I'll say. I think that's fair to say. But you can tell like that team, like the Spurs kind of not scared. The Spurs kind of like they're kind of scared a little bit future wise. Like I got to deal with Carter Bryant.
They're really building something out there. They're building something.
It's
They're
looking
maybe
scary, Allan.
maybe 2 years away from being something.
Too. Because I was looking at the depth chart, I was like, okay, how are they gonna do this? But it makes so much more sense now. Because now in the depth chart, they're moving it's D Fox, they're moving Castle to the 2 and Devin at the 3, which makes a lot of sense. And I think about like schematically, because he has the size to play the 3 and he's a great defender. And then 4 and 5, I mean, you got Victor, and then who else did they get? They got who they get for
Luke
center? They
Cornett.
got Luke Kennard, right? Yeah, they got
Yeah,
Luke
Luke
Kennard
Cornett.
out there they can throw. They got Keldon they can throw in there if they want to go small. Like they got Shohan. They the flexibility on that roster is absolutely insane. And then Dylan Harper as your 6-man year one is absolutely value. Like that's insane. And it's almost like it kind of reminds me of like a not obviously not the same case because it's very different. Like where you have situations where you have like the younger core playing with the older core, like a Tim Duncan esque and Kawhi Leonard core, and then Kawhi Leonard takes over. I can kind of see the same like thought process with like De'Aaron Fox, and then obviously Harper and Stephon Castle are the future of the team because they're a lot younger. Like the Spurs always have that. Of course, one be two. They'll have that dynamic of mixing in like not like super older guys, but like obviously a little bit of an age gap, and then the future's there, and then you replenish with youth. Like they've done a really good job of that. And like you said, building. Like they're really good team builders historically. So Spurs looking crazy, man. Like Carter Bryant, I have to look at this. Man, Carter Bryant is gonna be terrorizing the West. Like wait till he gets his 3-point shot consistent. Like he's gonna be guarding you, face guarding you every play, and then he's gonna go down on the end and be one of the best wings. So I'm calling it now. Carter Bryant will be the next wing to get like a crazy back. Besides, I said this last week, I think the Thompson twins. Those dudes are gonna get a crazy back. Like what they're able to do. I'm telling you, they're one. Oh dang! Since we're here, I know I'm kind of extending the podcast a little bit, but like speaking of another threat, Kevin Durant going to the Rockets, like it really hurts the West a lot, future wise too. One of my favorite players in the NBA, Jabari Smith Jr. now has full access to Kevin Durant. That's scary. That's really scary to me. I think he was one mentor away from kind of figuring out his spot. He's gonna figure it out. Like all that missing shots open, no bag Jabari Smith, it's over. Jabari Smith is going to be with Kevin Durant. They're gonna be. Mm, I don't think people don't understand, bro. It's over. And don't let Amin Thompson train with him. Yeah, on catch and shoot, it's over. Don't let Amin, if Amin gets a jump shot training with Kevin Durant, the league is done. It's cooked. The Rockets will be the best team for the next 10 years. I don't care. Not 10, I'm being dramatic, obviously. But you know what I mean. Very, very, if he gets a jump shot, very scary.
Yeah. I think my one prediction for Carter Bryant that I think you can lock in, same as podcast. I think he'll average around maybe 2 steals per game and maybe like a block and a half. I think like he's gonna be a defensive pest. I really like him defensively. That's why I kind of compare him to OG, and that like his offensive game is not gonna be there yet. But like once he gets into that spotlight, it's a year, maybe 2 years. That's when he'll be that guy. Like OG wasn't like one of the main guys for Toronto. Like obviously he was a guy, but I think he was like playing with Pascal and some other veterans within that Toronto team. But once he became that starter, the sky was the limit. And I think that he could be a starter over Devin Vassell, even Kellen Johnson. I think Kellen Johnson has a ceiling that he sort of hit. And I think that Carter Bryant has a ceiling that he could hit within the next 2 or 3 years. So, um, yeah, like his potential is off the charts right now, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with that, Allan. And like adding on to that a little bit, I feel like Carter Bryant too, like man, the Spurs really to me, I think the Spurs, I think it's fair to say like if we're talking about the landscape of like the Western Conference next season and potential playoff matchups and maybe like even playing competition, like the Spurs is a team like I would really heavily want to avoid. Like I'm being so serious. Like if we talk about like Luka Doncic, he's a guy who loves to have the ball in his hand. Well, on that team, you have a lot of two-way players who will be able to switch off that pick and roll and still keep that aggressive defensive mindset. I think that's kind of scary for Luka. Like we see him get a lot of silly turnovers that way. And man, like D Fox, Stephon Castle, Carter Bryant, Wimby, Dylan Harper. Maybe not this upcoming year, but the year after that and the year after that kind of moves me a lot as far as the shape of the Western Conference, low key. So yeah, the Spurs I think did a fantastic job of building around Wemby. Like I think the Spurs are really the perfect example, really like up there with OKC, like having your star player and just building around it, not sacrificing too much. And the Spurs really won when they got De'Aaron Fox and they didn't have to give up anything. When they got D Fox and they kept Keldon Johnson, Shohan, and Devin Carter or Devin Vassell, sorry, they absolutely cooked. Like when they did that, it's levels to this game, bro. That changed the game for them, at least I feel like. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all like the side yapping I had to do. But I'm looking forward to like NBA next season is gonna be one of the best seasons we've seen in a long time. I think we're almost to the point where there's no unwatchable teams except for the Jazz. Sorry, Jazz fans, still not watching you guys. Another season of not watching the Jazz, but got to the point where I'll watch the Wizards. They got a fun, entertaining team, but I'm not watching the Jazz. I'm sorry. Cal Filipowski, he's balling. Shout out to Duke legend, not legend. Sorry. Shout out to my Duke boy. But yeah, he's cool. He's showing some progress, but I'm not turning on a Jazz game. I'll still watch the Hornets. I'll watch the Trailblazers. Trailblazers are entertaining. Denny, y'all weren't watching the Denny games when he was going crazy. Denny was putting on for the city of Portland. They were going crazy. But Jazz are probably the only unwatchable team in the NBA now. I'm happy to say that. I'm thinking in my head that's probably my only unwatchable team. But like the Bulls, they can catch you on a day. I mean, I don't want to say I don't want to talk about the Bulls. I don't want to talk about it. You know what they did to us. I can't say anything bad about the Bulls.
Yeah. We'll see. Hopefully, the Lakers are going to be watchable next game versus the Clippers. We're expecting a great one. Let's get that W versus our rival, and should be a great game. I think shout out to Jake as well, who'll likely be a friend of the next pod. Of course, shout out to him. He's out there. I think. Shout out to him. He's out there in Summer League representing playoff sports, slash Novik and everything going on. Shout out to Kaden as well. He's out there. So yeah, as always, it's great to watch the Lakers, support the Lakers, but they just gotta get that W. And Brian Game got to step up, this and that. Everything Cole Swider, Dalton Connect. Hopefully he's healthy to play next game and gets a 20-point dub. And yeah, shout out to Mao, shout out to Hayes Muse, shout out to everybody else in the chat. Omar, who was there, shout out to him as well. And as Go Lakers, have a great rest of your day. And yeah, we'll be back next Sunday at 2:30/5:30 p.m. EST/PST. And if there is any news, breaking news, we'll be on here. Some of the games out, we're kind of in and out some of the games, but if there is some interesting ones, we'll pop on. And yeah, as always, have a great rest of the day. Peace out, buddy.
Peace out.